It is the second day of the 11th month of the year 2017. You're watching the morning news on the Dan Broadcasting System Television. Good morning and thank you for choosing us to inform you at this moment. The extraordinary conference of CEMAC heads of state, which took place Tuesday in N'Djamena, Chad, has adopted far-reaching recommendations aimed at fostering integration. Top among the recommendations is free circulation within the CEMAC zone. Philip Sote has more on that.
Free circulation within the sub-region was seen as a major breakthrough. The Development Bank of Central African States was authorized to deduct 1.7 billion francs from the Development Fund to pay Interpol, being cost of securing CEMAC borders. The CEMAC Commission was also instructed to set up security posts at the borders so as to reserve exclusive benefits of free circulation only to nationals of CEMAC. Member states that have not yet produced the CEMAC passports were called upon to do so within the shortest possible time. Granted the colossal sums of unpaid arrears owed by member states, the N'Djamena Conference decided to cancel 90% of the debts so as to take off on a new base, but called on the member states to settle their debts before the end of this year. The Horizon 2035 Central African Energy Policy was adopted that aims at setting up in the sub-region reliable and efficient energy infrastructure capable of ensuring physical integration. A transport policy that will ensure the smooth flow of goods, mobility of persons within the sub-region, using all the avenues that promotes economic, social and durable development of CEMAC was also agreed upon. On monetary, banking and financial issues, the conference listened with keen interest the presentation of officials of the Bank of Central African States and commended efforts at progressive amelioration of exchange reserves. Member states were invited to pursue negotiations with the International Monetary Fund with a view to materializing coherent programs compatible with economic and financial reform programs of CEMAC. Nominations into the different organs of CEMAC were also effected, with Professor Daniel Ona Ondo of Gabon as new president of the CEMAC Commission.
Strategies to better manage natural disasters in the country are being discussed in Yaoundé. This is in the course of a 3-day seminar grouping experts in the domain of disaster management. The working session opened Wednesday in Yaoundé under the patronage of the Ministry of Territorial Administration and Decentralization. We have a complete story on that with our Center Regional Correspondent, Bao Ngo Francis, based in Yaoundé.
It was this ceremony chaired by Jules Doré Ndongo, Minister Delegate at the Ministry of Territorial Administration in charge of decentralized territorial collectivities, that kicked off the training workshop for national civil protection stakeholders on the technical management of information with a view to develop a database on disaster in Cameroon. The 3-day seminar, backed by the United Nations Office for Disaster Risk Reduction, has the aim of preparing a policy decision with a view to implementing a systematic monitoring mechanism of emergency situations in the country. Cameroon already knows bitter experiences of disasters such as the toxic gas emissions of Lake Nyos in 1986, the Mount Cameroon eruptions, recent floods in the northern regions, and landslides in the west and southwest regions of our country. Preventing these forces of nature is near impossible, but by studying the happenings and exploiting the data, many lives can be saved in case a disaster strikes.
What we can change is the number of people who are affected, who lose their lives or lose their homes due to those disasters. So by recording what the losses are, by recording where they happen and how they happen, that permits us to make public policy decisions both in terms of spending as well as planning to reduce those human losses. Elements of the software are that it is free and it is open source and it is 100% customizable. And it is in use in so many countries now that we have a good basis of comparison across countries.
In order to further boost civil protection, non-natural disasters such as road accidents, pandemics, crises or fire ravages are equally being tackled during this workshop with a capacity-building therapy prescribed to actors concerned so that they should equip themselves with the necessary tools and skills to answer any eventual problem. By the end of this workshop on Friday, it is expected that well-studied preventive measures shall be arrived at with the establishment of an optimal crisis situation management program that shall effectively take care of victims and people affected by disasters.
The digital terrestrial television, known with its French acronym as TNT, was at the center of discussions during a conference that took place Tuesday here in Douala, regrouping experts from the media, economic operators, and a part of the population. It was revealed that about $30 million are lost each year in Africa for failing to implement this kind of broadcasting. Ajara Ali sat through the conference and now brings us details on that.
What has Africa achieved since the introduction of the numeric TV project TNT is a question that needs million-dollar answers that come in different forms from media experts that needs to discuss the necessary evil Africa has so far acquired with the numeric television system, a system of communication under one umbrella, an umbrella they term that has never covered the rain that falls in the communication mishap in Cameroon and Africa at large. Reading through report, it is outlined that Africa's failure to fully introduce the numeric television is making her to lose over $30 million per year, a project considered expensive for a creeping economy in Africa. This worrisome situation showcases that Africa is not economically ripe to put TNT to go operational. It is a necessary evil compared to the analog system. It is a great deal that offers opportunities in the world of technology as it uses models of high-quality transmission. How do we ameliorate and use this system of communication is a question experts seek to understand and channel it to our government. However, we wait and see how it goes operational.
Sustainable Development Goals that were adopted in the United Nations General Assembly listed 17 objectives to be respected. In the Adamawa region of Cameroon, the governor and his delegation have enjoined the local population to get involved in the plan of action for the eradication of hunger and poverty. Raimatu CKB.
No poverty, zero hunger, good health, quality education, and gender equality are some of the objectives of the Sustainable Development Goals in Cameroon that was adopted by the United Nations General Assembly on 25th September 2015. These goals are targeted to the economic, social, and environmental protection of a country. Like any other part of the country, the inhabitants in Adamawa region were called to engage themselves in the planned action for the people and their prosperity, especially as they are concerned. Governor Kildadi Buka, on his part, used the opportunity to invite the local authorities of this region to get themselves in the eradication of poverty.
Implicate the population at the grassroots. Henceforth, it will be now that a common target, not only for the higher class, but the grassroots people will be involved in the development of the area. So we are going to take in consideration their realities, their local realities, and when those realities will be identified, rest assured that the goal will be achieved.
As it is said, as long as poverty, injustice, hunger, and cross inequality exist in our country, none of us can truly rest, because a hungry man is an angry man.
Now, the situation of poverty are very high because we have 37.5% of the population who are in the situation of poverty.
At the end of the talk between the authorities and the local people, 17 objectives of sustainable development goals were listed.
A press conference to throw light on the importance of dental care to pupils and students has taken place here in Douala. Media practitioners who took part in the event raised a series of questions asked a series of questions to the organizers, some of which had to do with the statistics of dental problems in Cameroon. Amadou Jalobuba completes that story.
Between 2010 and 2015, 73,530 children have been reached by a group of specialists in dental care in partnership with Colgate, under their slogan, Bright Smiles, Bright Futures. The said group has as principal activity to promote oral health in communities and schools by educating children and teachers on oral diseases. It is said that many people today die of dental diseases in Cameroon because of ignorance. Most people who visit dental clinics go there with the notion of taking off the troubled tooth or teeth, whereas there are high possibilities of treatment. These were some of the issues presented during a press conference held in Douala. The journalists who marked their presence used the opportunity to know more on the global situation of dental problems in the country.
The statistics in Cameroon concerning oral health, we have almost 98% of periodontal diseases in Cameroon amongst children below 6 years. We also have dental caries around 95%, yes, amongst primary school children. It is actually very, very high in urban areas than in rural areas, depending on because of diet.
It is believed that with proper understanding of oral health, especially when talking about dental problems, can go a long way to mitigate dental worry amongst the population in general and children in particular, more especially those living in urban centers.
Now, a fake gendarme officer alongside 3 other men who claim to have come from the presidency of the Republic for a mission in Belabo, that's in the eastern region of Cameroon, have been apprehended. The men with a fake mission order were about duping the mayor of Belabo when their ill intentions were uncovered after police interrogation. Before and after, what happened? All with Prince Meduke Forlan.
Impossibility is not a Cameroonian is a popular saying when the going is not good. These 4 men are from Yaoundé, the nation's political capital, with a mission order from the presidency of the Republic to Belabo in the east region. A warrant officer and 3 other men. The warrant officer in gendarmerie uniform was the driver to these 3 men. Unfortunately, this is not a true story of these men. Their ill intention and fake personalities have been uncovered after an attempt to dupe the mayor of this locality failed. According to the mayor, after receiving them in his office, claiming to be inspectors from the presidency, their language changed in the course of their discussion after demanding a huge amount of money which he was unable to give them. This rather created an awareness to the mayor, who alerted the local security on the situation. The 4 men gave in after serious interrogation from the police. This situation has drawn the attention of the local population, who had wished they be given mob justice. The men are presently in police custody, from where they will be taken to court after investigation.
4 men with a warrant officer, chief warrant officer, you call them, adjutant chef, among them, who came to crook the mayor of Belabo. That is why you see the population here. So the mayor could not take it because he's not competent to do it. He signaled the police, and the police have the situation in their hands. That is why the investigation is going on. Taken to court. After investigation, they will be sent to court.
One is tempted to say, as the year draws to an end, it is drawing with different happenings. They may have succeeded elsewhere. This time, the stroke of luck has failed to smile on them. Justice should prevail.
In recent times, some actors in Cameroon's entertainment industry, especially musicians, comedians, and other artists, have been using the Facebook as a platform to exercise the Cold War. What is the raison d'etre between the fighting and backstabbing between these artists? Example of which Lunge Lunge, Makossa, musician, and of course Bikuti Queen Lady Pons. This is a question. Wamba Chansi Mirabella Times an answer in the following report.
Music, they say, is the food to the soul. But paradoxically, some authors of this melodious Cameroonian music are gradually transforming the entertainment industry and the music world into a verbal field, all with the aim of backstabbing, blackmailing for personal aggrandizement and gains. A case in point is the recent verbal war which is ongoing between the Bikuti Queen Lady Pons, Longe Longe, who plays one of Cameroon's finest Makossa, alongside Fingon Tralala, the comedian. According to Lady Pons, the fight between her and Longe Longe started way back when he was locked up in France. She added that her colleagues stepped on her toes severally, and this time around she could not stay indifferent but fight back.
Si Longue Longue est vrai qu'il dit au champ, pourquoi ce monsieur l'a bloqué au téléphone?
I have a male friend Longe Longe was sending love messages to while he was in prison. But when the guy realized it was not a brotherly but erotic love, that is where the problem started.
Fingong, trying to support Lady, justify himself and says Longe Longe is a disgrace and has launched a verbal war to almost all producers of his music and big brothers in this music business, and they are ready to call him to order, adding that he cannot bite the finger which fed him. Longe Longe on his part says all the allegations are false and mere jealousy, and he keeps insisting that they will not succeed in blackmailing him.
Il commence à raconter du n'importe quoi. Vous comprenez? Je n'ai jamais souffert en Europe. Même quand j'avais les problèmes, je faisais toujours des concerts. Je n'ai jamais galéré en France. Jamais.
All these allegations are false. I'm not what my colleagues think I am because I have my money and can sort out myself anywhere, anytime I want.
This may be one amongst a lot of cases of indiscipline, lack of respect and ethics in this profession that a lot of Cameroonian artists are experiencing. But since after every storm there is calm, Lady Pons took time off to apologize to her fans about this mess she got herself into. An apology Longe Longe quickly reacted on Facebook, saying it would have been addressed to him, and failure to do so, he is going to fire back on Lady Pons on a live TV show anytime soon. What an attitude from icons and stars? A question many are posing. What examples are they dishing out to lovers of music, their fans, and even their children? It is an affaire à suivre.
J'ai trop de combats à cause de toi.
Let's talk sports, and in sports we talk football to say it is official now after the quarter-final disputes which took place over the weekend, last weekend. The combinations for the semi-finalists for this year's Cup of Cameroon have been known. New Stars of Douala would play Victoria United of Limbe, while Young Sport Academy of Bamenda would stand against the Union Mouvement Sportif de Loum, that's UMS of Loum. The confrontations would play once. It's not going to be played Ali Ritu. It's going to be played once, and the different winners would qualify straight away for the finals of the 2017 edition of the Cameroon Cup Finals. The date is yet to be made known. That was the package we put together for you for this edition of the news. Thanks for watching. Take the next rendezvous tomorrow, same time, same station with me. From this end, you have a splendid start of the weekend.